Who are my observers? Yes.
Well, I think in the beginning it was a little tough probably for the counselors because they kept talking themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they couldn't really do much, so that's kind of difficult, but
I think that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't have said to interrupt them because I think that the conversations were productive.
And they were using minimal encouragement.
Yeah.
Had no
Yeah.
And it was giving them information.
Yeah.
Without having to ask.
Right, right.
Yeah, there was a couple times I wanted to ask, and then one of you would ask it, and be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
What now?
Right.
No, I thought it was good. Sorry.
What, Phil, do you have other?
and then I thought that Terry asked a good question or summarized something really well when she's like, oh, so John, you thought that once the kids left there'd be more time. And
Yes.
she's like, oh, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was a nice dip down into meaning. Essentially, this is what you expected to have happen, and this is what has happened. I think that was a nice kind of level 1, level 2 meaning reflection. That was really good. Yeah, Monica.
I thought, Terry, you asked some great questions. How has your relationship changed? Because it was very apparent that there was this discrepancy between them about what they wanted from their relationship kind of thing. So
I think so too, because Dad was sitting over here being so sweet and concerned over Mom when really he's pissed and rejected that hello, you know. And so I thought that, I agree. I think that question was a key question to ask because it got him to say, you know, I don't remember what were the words.
Not being listened to.
I feel ignored. That's what it was. I feel ignored, which was like, boom. Okay, we got it. Yeah, so I agree, Monica. I think that was a great question.
And I also liked after they were, I thought the minimal encouragers were great at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did appreciate how that went. And then Terry went into get more specific. What does your routine look like? You know, just to get them more focused in on what exactly is going on in their relationship.
Right.
The only thing that I thought was maybe a deeper meaning thing was you guys could have pointed out, obviously the meaning of her life up to this point had been the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it kind of seemed to me like she was searching for a new meaning.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe if we would have asked a little bit more into that, that could have brought out a lot of these issues.
I agree with you. I'm going to disagree slightly in that I don't think she's searching for new meaning. I think she's hanging on to the old one, and that's what Dad's frustrated. Right, until something new comes along, is that she's stuck in this old meaning. And what is her meaning? Like if she says, "My life is
being a mother."
I thought it was her identity, like she had lost her kind of identity.
Right, and so what the sense that I was getting from her is, my life is meaningless if I'm not a mother. Who am I? As you said, the identity piece. Who am I if I'm not a mother? How dare you criticize me for this? You know, you have a job. You have these other things that you can go to. This is all I am. This is all I've become, which is one of the dangers of parenting. And it's when you lose your identity in other areas of your life, you know, and your relationship too. Which has happened. So, very nice observations. Good job. Monica?
I'm not an observer.
Oh, you're not an observer. I thought you guys...
I am.
Oh, you are.
That's
Sorry.
I like the daily routine question because they brought it back into the present. Other than that, yeah, everything else they see.
Okay. I thought both of you had very nice open-ended questions. Terry, you in particular, your questions were very good. You asked for clarification, you asked about free time and so forth. I thought both of you had very open postures, very warm faces, very good kind of, as Monica pointed out, minimal encouragers. I thought you were very engaged. Mm-hmm. I don't know how you all felt, very connected. Mm-hmm. Juliana did a nice reflection of feeling in terms of loneliness, and then you paraphrased about free time. Let's see. Yeah, and so the meanings that I saw are what this means to each of them is my life is meaningless if I'm not a mother, and so I'm trying to find a way to still be a mother, you know, and I'm not doing it right because the circumstances have changed, but you need to give me some time. That's kind of the sense that I got. And then for Dad, it's like I sacrificed my wife for my children, and I chose to do that. But I thought that when they left, as you pointed out, she'd be back.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel rejected.
Mm-hmm.
Like you love them literally more than you love me. Like I am 10th on your priority list.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the sense that I got. Would that be accurate for both of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So how would you address the issue of time? Like, she needs more time and he's not ready, or like less time is, like, he sees less time necessary, she needs more time, so how do you like, I guess that's problem solving.
Yeah. We I think just reflecting it back allows the other person to hear. And then if she says, yeah, that's it, I'm meaningless if I'm not a mother, then you can go to Dad and say, Dad, what kind of a reaction do you have if I'm just going to ask you to suspend your feelings about your relationship with your wife, but as you hear her say that, because you're a parent too, what kind of a reaction do you have about that feeling that she has? And try to pull some empathy from him a little bit so that he can understand. And then go to Mom and say, what Jim, I guess, is saying is that he willingly sacrificed you for your children because he loves them so much, and he knows that, that's really what you wanted in your life, was to be a mom. And now that they've gone away, he sort of expected you two to become close again, and he feels a little rejected that you're not close. What's that like? How do you respond to that? How do you feel about that? Or what's that like for you to hear? I think that's what I would do. I wouldn't necessarily try to pull them together, but I would try to get them to understand each other. Other questions or comments? Yeah.
I'm just thinking, would it be beneficial if because she mentioned she had 3 children, and I was thinking, Terry mentioned about we should focus on the here and now, and then she mentioned about how the routine is now, and how is it going to change in the future.
Right.
If I were the counselor, I was thinking of asking the mother, how did she cope when the first one left and when the second one left?
That's brilliant. Yeah.
Because then her values, her meaning would become more apparent, and it would be easier for her to realize the meaning that she's trying to make sense of.
Well, and it can also help her to draw on the strengths, that she managed, unless of course she then dived into the next kid, and then that may or may not be as productive. But I think that's a really brilliant question to gather more information about how she adjusts, how long it takes for her to adjust, and so forth. Yeah, I think that's a really good question. Okay, anything else? Nicely done.